Forum for Autism is a parent support group to support families of children with autism. It was set up in the year 2002 under the Indian Trust Act 1950. Forum for Autism mainly aims at creating awareness about autism, empowering parents to advocate for rights of persons with autism. Forum for Autism is a parent body which runs two libraries in Kolaba and in Vashi with around 500 books. It also conducts parent training workshops, seminars, and talks. It has a database of parents and professionals and provides sponsorship to unaffording families. Forum for Autism participates in various activities. To name a few are Mumbai Marathon, conducted workshops for parents with young adults, celebration of World Disability Day at Malad Basti, and self-help skill workshop. Since the lockdown, Forum for Autism is continuing its work online. It has been conducting webinars on various topics like preparing to choose the boards, homeschooling, storytelling sessions, setting up residential setup, to name a few. All the parents who are interested can check those webinars on YouTube. Chef Sanjeev Kapoor and commentator Harsha Bhogle are the cause ambassadors for Forum for Autism. Throughout the lockdown, Forum for Autism along with ASK, that is Adult Support Kendra, is offering online individual counseling, family counseling, parent support apart from various other services. To know more about these services, parents can contact Ms. Munira Pitalwala on the number mentioned. For any information or details, please contact the phone numbers flashing on the screen. Join our journey. Be an active part of Forum for Autism. To know more, please call on the phone numbers on your screens. Thank you for your overwhelming response to our webinars. Forum for Autism requests you to donate generously so it helps in our future endeavors. All the donations are eligible for the tax exemption. Please follow us on social media for updates on workshops organized by Forum for Autism. Please follow our Facebook page, Forum for Autism. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website www.forumforautism.org.
Hello, parents. And today we are in our 37th webinar. Today's webinar is going to be conducted by Sangeeta Chakrapani. Today we are talking about vocational training and looking at it as a new curriculum other than academics, or looking at only academics a way to have a future in life. Sangeeta, could I have you on screen, please? While I introduce Sangeeta, the most important thing, Sangeeta, I would like to bring it out to the parents is that, the person who taught me to look beyond something. When I introduce Sangeeta, yes, she's a parent of 4 teenagers, of which 2 have autism, and they're beautiful girls. They're doing amazingly great. We talk about together and Sangeeta, I think they're synonyms now. The moment we say together, see, Sangeeta comes to mind and vice versa, right, Sangeeta?
Yeah.
And the best thing is, I love to visit together. See, every time I'm there, I bring back lovely vibes. You have taught me, your post on Facebook always brings that smile on my face. The days I feel low, I go back and I read those posts, and it really puts me back onto the grid. Ki, no, I am going to go through it. So, thank you for always being there for all the parents and for the forum. You have always been a person, a parent who's always been actively involved whenever we have our P2Ps. So, a parent who's always ready to share and give all that she's learned in her journey. Thank you so much, Sangeeta, for always being there. And again, today being a part of this and sharing your journey of Together See with us, and trying to motivate and encourage other parents who would want to walk that journey. Right? I believe that's our whole agenda as of today. So over to you, and I'm really sorry, parents, for the delay because a lot of internet hassles happening today. So thank you so much for waiting and patiently giving in. And Sangeeta, I don't want to waste too much of time, and over to you. And a request to all the parents: all the questions should be posted in the Q&A section and not in the chat sections, please. It will be easy for us to coordinate your questions and put it through. And like we spoke, Sangeeta, previously, we'll be posting questions during the sessions, right? Then and there. So,
Okay.
parents, please feel free to question as the session is on. Thank you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sangeeta.
Yeah. So good afternoon, and thank you so much, Forum for Autism, for having me, giving me a chance to share the story of Together, sharing the story of my family, and just want to mention that. Excuse me, my colleague Vinita Darira is also here on this session with me. I am not good with technology at all, and she is our in-house technology expert apart from being a very fine special educator. So she is with me on this session, and so I have prepared a very few slides, just uh, just to serve as a reminder about what I need to talk about. There are a few videos which I would like to share with all of you, and some of the questions which have already come in were shared with me by FFA, and so I have tried to build that in into what I'm going to be talking about. But if you wish, if you feel that I should talk about something else, as Darshana said, please post your questions as I'm speaking, and let me see in what way I can answer any questions that come my way to the best of my ability. So, Vinita, can we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, one of the basic things that Forum for Autism talked to me about when they invited me to conduct this webinar was to talk about the journey of setting up a vocational training center and how it happened and why it happened. And I have two daughters. I have four children, out of whom two daughters, two of my daughters experience autism, and today they are 17 years old. And at that time, when this was kind of setting its the roots were being set for setting up this organization, they were around 7.5 to 8 years old, and already there was a lot of anxiety building up, because by that time we realized that academics is not working out and they had kind of reached a plateau. Number one. Second thing is that they had a lot of potential to learn, but learn what? So definitely it was not school. And we tried an inclusive school, and they were in a very nice school with a, in a very nice environment. But it was a typical school environment in which they were expected to adjust and learn a typical academic journey, which was not working out. That was one part of it. The other part of it was that as a mother, uh, when I would see them, around the house, laughing, smiling, talking. I mean, talking in their own way, of course, bonding with everybody. their own small, their own small peculiar requirements, uh, those things used to, small moments of joy that we would share at home. It would give me a lot of happiness. But at the same time, Vinita, I think we can minimize the screen. So at the same time, it was also, there was a worry about how will they get this happiness later on in life. See, always there was a little thing niggling at the back of my mind that what we are providing at home, that wholesale acceptance. I mean, we know that Lakshmi wants a certain kind of way of doing things. We know that Jayanti wants something. Their siblings, Krishna and Jayashri, understand them like a hand fits into a glove. Even by looking at their expression, we know even before they do something, what do they want. And I'm sure that is the same for all parents who have children with autism, and for that matter, other kind of intellectual disabilities. We know them, we understand them. So there was this worry, what is going to happen later on? Where will they get it from? So the concept of trying to make lifetime care arrangements for them started when they were around 7 to 8 years old. So how Together Foundation started was, it started from a group home and came back towards vocational journey training. So obviously we could not just set up a group home overnight. I had to I had to think about what is it that children need to learn as they grow older in order to get ready for independent living. It's not that they are at home and we suddenly kind of promote them into independent living. It doesn't work that way. So that's when the seed started taking shape. What is the kind of program I have to create to help children, youngsters with autism grow up and become ready for independent living? When I mean independent, when I talk about independent living, I'm talking about independent living with support, obviously. But this is where the program started taking shape in my mind. And we can go to the next slide. And the kind of things that came into my mind was, it is like a hurdle race. Our children need to cross several hurdles in order to get ready to make that jump. you know and the hurdles that I organized in my mind was that they will have to be safe. They have to have good communication skills. When I'm talking about communication skills, I'm not talking about speech. I'm talking about communication with or without speech, right? And I'm talking about being able to help themselves, their personal hygiene, using the washroom on their own, which sounds so simple, which sounds so basic. When you say this to somebody in the outside world, they'll wonder what we are talking about. But this is such a big hurdle for people with autism. The simple thing of being able to choose your clothes, have a bath on your own, using the washroom independently, cleaning yourself, managing your period, being able to make a simple sandwich for yourself, you know. And let's say, for example, they come to have breakfast one day, and in breakfast there's dosas, and she doesn't want to have dosa. She doesn't like dosa. She wants a sandwich or she wants a fruit. So, does she have enough communication to be able to say that? These are the things which make us happy, isn't it? When you and I come out for a cup of tea or coffee in the morning, we are particular that this is how we want our tea, this is what we want our coffee. I am very particular. I don't allow anybody to make my coffee. I make my own coffee. Everybody at home knows it. That till Amma has her coffee, don't go near her. So imagine, this is the same for, we all have our peculiar requirements, and our children also have these requirements. So, these things started taking shape in my mind. So this has nothing to do with whether you have reading and writing skills. If you have it, fine. But what if you don't have it? What if you have plateaued in school? What if you don't have speech? You mean to say the journey is over? It's not. They will still lead a beautiful life. They will lead a happy life. They're entitled to it. And as parents, we want it, isn't it? As we grow older and older, we want the security of knowing that, fine, maybe my child doesn't talk, doesn't speak, maybe my child can't write two words on a piece of paper, but he's sorted. He goes to work for 5 to 6 hours a day. He goes out, he meets people. There are people who smile at him, who talk to him, who engage with him, and he's safe. If he wants something, he is able to ask for it. So those are the things, which started taking shape in my mind. So that is how I created the program at Together Foundation. And once I had this program in my mind, the next step was, what am I going to do with this program? How am I going to teach this program? Because it had no academics in it. So all the parents who came, met me, talked to me, they were like, a program without academics, without reading, without writing, without flashcards. So I found it very difficult to convince that, what, this is also very important. And on the other hand, I didn't have a space to set up the center. And what was the center going to be, and how was going to it be structured? So that's when I applied for help to my husband. And his name is Chakrapani. We all call him CP. And I went to him with this whole proposal and told him that this is what I want to do. And he is a banker, and he is the exact opposite of me. So which is good, because somebody like me, I need somebody who's a kind of a controlling force in my life. Otherwise, I just go out in all directions trying to do everything at the same time. So today I realize that one of the reasons God has sent down CP into the world is only for me. So he listened to me and he offered me space. Many years ago, he had bought a set of 3 small shops, and they were functioning as some kind of electrical shop or something like that. They looked terrible, actually. He said, I'll give you that space. And I said, I don't want that space. It looks horrible. And I said, I'll approach the local government. I'll approach the BMC. I want a garden. I want trees. I want plants. And when my students want a break, they should not sit in front of the computer. They should be able to go and sit under a tree. They should be able to see the sky. That dream is still there, mind you. So one day, hopefully, CP will create that also. And I have a feeling he's on this webinar. So, it's very convenient. I'm addressing you and him. So it didn't work out. Nobody was ready to give me space. And finally, I came back to him and I said, I'm not getting anything. I met a lot of people. Nobody was ready. And those who were ready to give me were giving me space in Kharghar, or they were giving me one tiny room, one small little room near the station. एक छोटा सा कमरा है, वहां पे बिठा के कर लो. So that didn't meet my requirements. So finally, CP broke down those 3 shops for me, and he recreated that space and made it as colorful and as bright and happy a space as possible. And this was a space for our children to grow up. So I saw it as creating a college environment. I was very clear that it was not a school. So as and when parents would come and meet me, the common lingo we have is school. So I had to keep telling them it's not a school. It's a training center. It's a college. They're growing up. So when you send your son or daughter here, never tell him that you're going to school. Tell him that you're going to work. Tell him that you're going to learn something new. Make him feel grown up. So this is how the program at Together started. And once CP had given us the space and we created it, we had to create the identity of this organization. And there is this gentleman called Kiran Khalap, who's a brand consultant. And I know him from several years ago in my very limited career in advertising. And he was the one who wrote these beautiful words, which I will read out to you. Krishna, Lakshmi, Jayanti, and Jayashri, three sisters and a brother. We have created together a brand that invites everyone to dissolve boundaries between gifted children and not gifted children, special children and not so special children, children who speak and children who communicate without speaking, children of one God and children of lesser gods. We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are, said a famous author. So come, meet us, join us, see us as we are. And one of the things that Kiran told me when we went to him and we told him that this is what we want to do, Kiran, which I can never forget, is he said, whatever you do at Together Foundation, Sangeeta, remember the people whom you are serving are not the parents, are not your teachers, are not yourself. They are the people with autism and other disabilities who are coming to you. You are serving them. So they are the voice of your organization. Any decision you make today, tomorrow, any activity you engage in, any program you teach, anything you do, they have to be the voice. It has to be driven by them. So this became my mantra over the years. Everything we do, and Kiran's words, Kiran is not a special educator, but I translated Kiran's words into our world, the world of special education. So, one of my favorite questions to my teachers is, whatever we are teaching this person, this boy or this girl, is it going to be useful to him or her in the future? Not only here, if they move to Calcutta, they move to Hubli, they move to Pune, is this going to serve them there as well? If yes, then we will teach. If not, we cannot waste their time. Our children's time is very precious. So it has to be invested very wisely, the way we invest our money for our future. We have to invest the learning time for our children and fill it with things which will bring them joy, which will bring them safety, which will give them comfort and a dignified life in the future. So these were the things that were guiding me. And the program at Together started with 4 children. We had 4 students then. My own daughters, Lakshmi and Jayanti, and we had this young boy called Arnav who joined us, and we had a young lady called Benita. It started with this 4 of them, and those days were glorious days because we had plenty of space, we had a lot of time, and we were able to teach the things we wanted to teach. So I was very passionate about teaching life skills. So we had, even to this day, when a parent comes to Together for admission, we have a very detailed conversation. And my favorite question to the parents is, what do you think your child should know and does not know? Number one. And when you look at your child, what are the things that make you uncomfortable, which make you a little nervous? And I make sure that I say, don't tell me about academics. Except academics, you talk to me about anything. Why? Not that I'm against academics, but it's just that it is something which can be taught continuously over a period of time. But life skills, things like learning to use the washroom, for a girl to know how to manage her period, these are all things which need to be done as much as possible. The younger they are, the better. So those are my favorite questions to parents because that helps us to identify. So those days we had extensive program in life skills, but as the center grew, the space to teach life skills became very limited. So now what we do is we offer them as home programs. So we'll quickly take you through because I had questions coming in from parents for this webinar on the personal hygiene uh, questions were addressed to me. So this is on the website. Our website has gone live now. It contains all our teaching programs have been documented, and there are guidelines, and there are visual schedules, and there are demo videos wherever applicable. So right now you're looking at My Body. So My Body Girls and My Body Boys, this is a program which helps you to teach your child about respecting his or her own privacy. And it has all the visuals, pictures. Can you open one, Vinita?
Sure.
Or will it take time?
No.
Sorry about this. But then I thought,
In the meanwhile,
look at
Sangeeta,
so,
as you were saying about the communication skills
yeah,
amongst children and adults,
yeah,
a
yeah,
couple of times we realize that there are certain adults who have grown up in age, and then
yeah.
parents feel that now the learning ab kahan seekhenge.
No, I'm
And
coming to after
okay,
this.
great, great.
After this is the language and communication.
Okay, so okay, great.
This
Please.
comes first.
Okay,
The
okay.
personal hygiene. So this basically, yeah. Now if you look at this and you scroll down, it takes you through the steps of the program. It has detailed notes which any teacher, parent, caregiver can use. Please keep scrolling down, Vinita. Keep coming down. It has very detailed notes, and it has all the visuals you can just download and use to teach your son or your daughter. So there's one separately for girls and one separately for boys. And it teaches the concept of what are the private parts of the body. Yeah, let's keep scrolling down. And it has the unlabeled pages, which you can use for the child to show you that, yes, I've understood what you're talking about. Particularly with many of our children who are non-verbal, they need to be able to show that they've understood. Please keep scrolling down. And why it's important to lock the bathroom door. And it's because you're removing your clothes, you're without your clothes in the bathroom. That's why you lock the door. You lock the door because you're having your bath. You lock the door because you have your period, you know and who to ask for help. You're in the bathroom and you need help. So you're a girl, you have to ask a girl. You ask your mother, you ask your sister, right? And what is good touch? And this was taught in the center with demonstrations. When I say demonstrations with third parties, the teachers do not touch the students. That is not allowed. So we demonstrate by having a third party come in, and we play, act, and show what is good touch, what is bad touch, and what should you do. Please keep scrolling down. And then we have the no sign. And then this is a pull-out card. What you're seeing now of that red figure with a cross, we also provide it as a pull-out card. This card can be used by non-verbal children to show that this person is bothering me. But what I'm trying to tell you is that this program looks very nice, but teaching it and empowering the boy or the girl to use this is another matter altogether. It takes time, it takes effort, and let me tell you, everything may not be taught. That is another reality which I would like to share. That just because I am showing this program doesn't mean that we are together have taught this program successfully. I cannot claim that. I can say that we have tried. We have made a wholehearted attempt. And at the end of the program, we called parents over. Yeah, Vinita, we can come out of this. We called parents over. We demonstrated this program to them, right? So that they know how to use it, and so that they can carry it forward in their respective lives. So after My Body, what do we have, Vinita? As a part of personal hygiene?
Ma'am, home program and behavior.
No. On the
Okay,
website,
yeah,
Sangeeta,
okay.
we have the period management program, isn't it?
Yes.
The website. I think we have, after My Body, we have the washroom program. And after washroom, we have period management.
Sangeeta,
Yeah.
just a question from a parent. Are these PDFs available on your site for download for them?
Yes.
It's on the Together FF.
All
Okay.
teaching programs have been uploaded with, there are 3 parts to every teaching program.
Okay.
Guidelines, visual schedules, and demo videos where applicable.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
They're all available for download. Every single. So now you have using the washroom program. Don't open it, Vinita. It will take time. But all this which we are showing you is on the website, by the way.
Right.
These are all, it all says download PDF. If you notice.
Right.
Please scroll down. And then we have the period program. One of the parents had asked, how do I help my daughter live with dignity? So this is, this is my humble suggestion, not even advice, suggestion, is that don't be afraid to set other things aside when you're teaching your son or your daughter to manage their personal requirements related to their own bodies. Sometimes parents get stressed out. अरे मैं तो स्कूल नहीं भेज रही हूँ. I'm not able to teach him academics. I'm not able to do vocational training. मैं इसके पीछे पड़ी हूँ. No, believe me, the greatest service you're doing your child, your son or your daughter, is to first teach them to manage their own body. And if in that process something else is being put on hold, it is worth every bit of it. First thing. Second thing is, it is not easy to teach these programs. In the process, the parent can get extremely overwhelmed and stressed out, whether it's the mother or the father. So you have to compromise, make negotiations. There is no shame in it. There are days when I say, I'm not going to cook today, because today, these 3 days are the days of Jayanti's period. This is my golden opportunity to teach her what she needs to know. Now, this chance I will get only next month. And she is growing up. So it's a very detailed program and it takes enormous patience. And if you go into the program on the website, it actually tells you the levels. At level 1, what is the intervention you give? At level 2, how do you fade out your prompt towards level 3, level 4? And even if we have not succeeded in teaching everything, for example, with my daughter Jayanti, I have not crossed all the levels, but at least I have crossed to a level to which I'm standing outside the bathroom and I'm verbally instructing her and she is following. It is better than entering the bathroom and seeing her at her most vulnerable. No, I don't want to see her without clothes. It hurts me. And it also makes me aware that tomorrow somebody else may have to see her without clothes. So it is a fight, it's a battle that I am fighting. And it is a battle which I keep on at the parents are together. I think they must be saturated by now. We have a parent WhatsApp group. I don't leave that also. Time to time, I keep inundating them with small videos, pictures, this, that. Please try this out. Don't give up. Do this, do that. We should not give up. We should not give up. It doesn't matter if my daughter got started her period at 10 and she is now 20 and I still haven't taught her. I can start now. If I teach her in an organized manner, I give her the visual support that she needs, and I don't get stressed. If I get stressed at that time, that stress gets transferred to my daughter. She switches off. And it happens with all our kids. Please don't get worried. Don't get stressed. Lock the door and do the program so that nobody disturbs you. But it can be done. The period management program. There is another very beautiful program called Asking for Help. Okay? Now you may wonder what this means. Let's imagine for a moment your son has entered the bathroom, he's locked the door, he's removed his clothes, and he's going to have his bath. And there is no soap in the bathroom. Just imagine. Or there is no water coming out from the tap, right? So what does he do? Option one, he wears all his clothes and then comes out. Very unlikely. He will not have the patience. Even we will not have the patience. If we are in his place, what will we do? We'll open the door slightly and we'll shout out loudly. Somebody come, give me soap, give me towel, whatever it is. What do our children do? So asking for help has two parts in it. One is you install a help switch in the bathroom. Okay? And you teach your son or your daughter to use the help switch. So how do you teach him? I will not take up your time here because there are other things to talk about. The levels are given in the program on the website. If you have a doubt after reading those levels, you can always get in touch with us. So you teach him how to use the help switch when he is fully clothed. You create an artificial situation and you're available at that time. You say, oh my God, water is not there. Come on, press the bell. Press the bell, somebody will come and help you. Oh, soap is not there. Press the bell. It should be a labeled switch so that he doesn't confuse it with other switches in the bathroom. It should be color coded. We have given you images, all that. The other option is, what if there is no help switch in the bathroom? What if he's in a place where there is no switch? What if he is non-verbal on top of that? So what I have taught my daughter Jayanti is to ensure that she doesn't come out of the bathroom because she is non-verbal. The other one, Lakshmi, she opens the door slightly and she shouts loudly. But what if you can't shout? Many of our children with autism, they can't raise their voice. They speak, they shout when they want to. In a tantrum and all that, nobody can beat them at shouting. But when they have to shout, they will not shout. Okay. Or what do you call, there is no switch in the bathroom. They want help. So what I have taught Jayanti is, I try to teach her banging on the door of the bathroom. That is, she's inside the bathroom. You bang on the door, somebody will come. But she's not able to bang. That kind of force with which you have to bang for somebody to listen on the other side, that was not happening. So I didn't know what to do. So I said, okay, fine. We invented another idea. I said, open the door and bang it close. Open the door and bang it close. Do it 2-3 times. When you do that, somebody realizes, oh, Jayanti is banging the door. Somebody go and help her. You know, these may sound very frivolous, or they may not sound very important, but they are important when you put yourself in the shoes of your children. You forget that you're their parent and you think that I am Lakshmi, I am Rahul, I am Varun. You put yourself in their shoes and you think, what will I want to be comfortable in my life, to be happy in my life? I need to be able to problem solve. And that takes time. It is not something which you can teach just like that. It will be taught in a very organized manner with enough visual support, repetitive. Use the same language every time when you're teaching. So if you're teaching her for her period, use the same words every time. So that when you call out from outside the bathroom, she knows what you're talking about. But if you change the words, it makes things a little more difficult. Later on, you can generalize it. But till the program is learned, you need to stick to that fixed pattern. It works wonderfully, at least to a large extent, even if we don't succeed in teaching the entire program. Yeah. And so this takes care of personal hygiene. You can access it on the website. And Vinita, Darshana was asking about language and communication. No?
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, so this is a beautiful program called Talk Time, and it works for all our children, whether they have speech, they have limited speech, they don't have speech. It has nothing to do with um, it has everything to do with, rather than what it doesn't have to do with. Let me tell you what it has to do with. It has to do with the things that they see and experience in their daily lives. You know, the festivals which you see celebrated around you, the holiday that you went to, and you come back and you want to talk about that holiday very badly. You also want to share what happened. Okay. Or even if they don't want to share, as parents we want them to share, isn't it? What happened today? What did you do today? Acha, you went out today. Kahan gaye aap? You know, so the talk time program, we use a projector screen. This also came after a lot of thought and meditation. We tried different techniques of doing talk time. We did circle time, we did it with pictures, we did it with an iPad. And then finally, I hired a projector screen, and the moment the pictures were put up on that huge screen, you should have seen the difference it made. So we have lot of presentations. When I say presentations, please don't think there's some fancy stuff. They're basic picture-based presentations to help a person with autism connect with the things he or she sees and experiences in their daily life. So there are the pictures on the screen. There is a table with all related objects. So those who are verbal and who want to talk, they talk about it. Those who are verbal and don't want to talk, no problem. You pick up a picture, you pick up an object and you show what you want to talk about. Those who are non-verbal, they use the objects and the pictures on the tray, right? And this program works beautifully when it comes to your actual daily living. You know, oh, the monsoon season has started. So what happens in the monsoons? We eat hot butta. We go for a walk in the rain. We wear a raincoat. You know, and all these presentations also on a variety of topics are on our website. And even the demo videos have been loaded on the website. One small thing I would like to say is you should make talk time a lot of fun. It is not serious work. अरे अम्ब्रेला को देख के आपने रेनकोट बोला? No, it's all right. He wants to talk about the raincoat. Let him talk about the raincoat. You know, so it should be done in a very relaxed, very informal manner, and there should always be some fun in it. So one demo I will show you of what I did with this boy called Anurat. He's a lovely young man of some 19-20 years old, and I always say his eyes speak 1,000 words. Anurat, when he looks at you, you know, when I enter the center in the morning, and if Anurat is always there before me, yeah, the first day he saw me, I remember so well. He took my hand. He just took my hand and he placed it against his cheek. I mean, it was such a wonderful greeting. It just melted my heart. You know, so he is my pet, Anurat. So I'll just show you this video. Please watch it. Anurat, idhar dekhe. Come here. Stand, look nicely. Look at the pictures, please. What do you want to talk about? किसके बारे में बात करना है? बोले दिखाइए. कौन से टॉपिक के बारे में बात करना है आपको? नहीं, वो छोड़ दीजिए. आप पिक्चर्स को देखिए. मॉनसून्स में हम अम्ब्रेला लेते हैं ना. बारिश होता है ना. राइट? अम्ब्रेला कहाँ है यहाँ पे? दिखाइए. Yes, so when it rains, we use an umbrella, right? Can we open and see? Wow, so when it rains, we use a umbrella. Yes, दीजिए यहाँ रखो. चलो keep it here. और क्या होता है? Yes, डांडिया, नवरात्रि, very nice. चलिए बताइए, नवरात्रि में क्या होता है? Yes, very nice. Yes, will you play with me? You'll दिया जलाते हैं. क्या जलाते हैं? Are you showing another video, Vinita? Let's go to the phone program. You're showing the other video?
No.
Let's go to the phone program. I think a lot of talk time presentations and a lot of demo videos are available on the website at different levels. And you have, for example, you have young people who are extremely fluent and who are able to express themselves very easily. So talk time works for them also. The demo videos are there on the website. So what we do is we put up the talk time topic and we don't prompt nothing. What we do is we tell them, okay, fine, there are these 5 pictures in front of you. Why don't you tell me what this is all about? And we wait and let that person, build it, tie it in all together and present it like a small story back to us. So it works at different levels of communication. And coming to the phone program, this is something that I'm extremely attached to, the phone program. I'll tell you why. Again, this starts with my experiences as a parent. So what would happen is suddenly, let's say there is a family get together, or let's say my father calls and he says, Sangeeta, I want to say hi to Lakshmi and Jayanti. So what do? I call Lakshmi, I call Jayanti, I say, come, say hi to Tata, say hi to Tata, he's called up. And I expect them, without enough practice, without enough comfort level with the phone, to suddenly start communicating on the phone. It's not fair, no? So you want them to be able to build relationships with people apart from their mother and father, brother and sister. Let's face it, we are not going to be there forever. I wish I had the drink of immortal life till my daughters are alive. Let me tell you, I'm very frankly putting my cards on the table. I wish I had a magic drink which I could take and say, just keep me on till Lakshmi and Jayanti are on. I'm ready to call it a day. But that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I have to mentally prepare myself that they are going to live for many years without me and CP. So you mean to say they get up in the morning, have their bath, go to work, eat their breakfast, eat their lunch. Did you have your bath? Did you change your sanitary napkin? Did you wear fresh underwear? Have you had your dinner? Did you take your medicine? Chalo, go to sleep. So then, where is the happiness building? Where is the relationship building? Where does it come from? That also takes time. So we have to start working on it years in advance. And there are ways of doing it. So at Together, of course, I started the phone program, and I had to convince my teachers that yes, we can do it. We can do the phone program. And we invented a system of starting the phone program. So we had phone clue cards, So we give those phone clue cards to the adult when he or she is holding that phone conversation, so that they have something to hold on to. So somebody is asking, how are you? You're expecting this person with autism to listen, process that information, and answer quickly, that too. Because the other person is in a hurry, remember. The world is not going to wait for our children. The world is in a hurry. So we started the program with teachers. From teachers, we went to parents. We made the parents do trial calls with their children when they were at the center. From parents, we moved to volunteers. And after volunteers, while the program continued at Together Foundation, I started building a case study with my daughters to show the parents of Together Foundation how to take the phone program beyond the center into our daily lives. None of these programs which I have shown you, whether it is washroom, whether it is my body, whether it is talk time, All these programs, as long as they are done only at Together Foundation in the center, they are technical. The actual beauty of it comes when it crosses into your homes, into your families, right? So the phone program, what I did is, my father has 5 younger sisters and 4 younger brothers. So we have a lot of cousins. I call them all up one by one systematically. Will you be a phone friend to Lakshmi and Jayanti? Can you spare one video call once a week or at least twice a week, twice a month? I was very particular that it cannot be a one-time call because I have to build the relationship, isn't it? And that too with the same person. So they had to commit to me that I will do this at least for a year. And I did not expect much. I said it will be a video call. It will not be more than maximum 5 to 7 minutes. So I managed to find 5 people in the family who agreed immediately. The others said they'll get back to me, whatever. But 5 of them agreed and I made a program for them. So what I did is I first took videos of Lakshmi and Jayanti's phone calls in the center and sent it to those relatives so that they're mentally prepared. How does a person with autism communicate? They can't expect to have a regular phone call. Na? Ki I asked and he immediately replied. That's not going to happen. Number one. And number two, the phone call could not be a typical neurotypical phone call. How are you? What did you do today? What movie did you see yesterday? Oh, what are your plans for tomorrow? We can't have such general conversation because many people with autism will tire of a conversation that requires them to talk and talk and talk. Are, why should I? I don't want to talk to you, yeah? मुझे नहीं करना. But suppose the same relative teaches him how to draw the Indian national flag, or teaches him how to draw a rangoli, or plays a simple game of Simon Says. So even those actions we decide in advance. In the beginning, the phone program will not be spontaneous at all. There will be zero spontaneity till the rhythm is achieved. You may think, what is the point? सब कुछ मुझे पहले ही बोलना पड़ता है. No, पहले बोलना पड़ेगा till they get used to it. Remember, it is an alien world for them. They don't want to do it. It's not a part of what they want. Why are you forcing me to talk on the phone? So it has to be fixed, planned in advance, and there has to be an activity which your son or daughter enjoys. So it could be, okay, fine, we'll play Antakshari. Or we will, if the child likes to sing, if the person likes to sing, or if he likes to draw. So for Lakshmi and Jayanti, they love to draw on slate and chalk. So in all the phone calls, standard, after there's a minimal basic greeting, they settle down to do a very nice activity together. So this phone case study is also available on the website. The levels of the phone program are on the website and the videos are on the website. Please see them. Not that they are the gospel truth, by the way. You may see it and you may find a better way of doing it. It is just showing you what we are doing. You may use it in another manner altogether. Your strategy may be entirely different, but empowering them to connect with family members. Family is very important, especially after we are not there anymore. Because uncles, aunts, cousins, they all become very important. Who will talk to our children when they are older and we are not there? Even when we are there, you mean to say we'll have the same energy that we have today? Even now, my energy levels are not the same as they were 10 years ago. When I finish my work at the end of the day and I go back home, I don't feel like chatting with anyone. I just want to sit quietly, read a book, or maybe do nothing for that matter. At that time, I don't want to do a program with my daughters, yeah. मुझे कुछ और करना है. I'm Sangeeta, no? I'm not only a mother. I'm also Sangeeta, no? So, the phone is very important. Please think about it. Many of your children may already be doing it, but those who are not doing it, Please think over it and build a phone friendship for your child, whether with relatives or with a close friend, or maybe even a neighbor who's very caring. And it has to be done regularly, once a week or twice a month. It has to be done regularly. Please look up the videos on the website. Yeah. No, that's the wrong ID. Darshana, the ID that is being flashed is wrong. The website URL is changed.
Okay, I will make the corrections.
Yeah, it's togetherfoundationtrust.org.
Okay, if Vinita could do Vinita, if you could post it again.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm doing it right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. So after the phone program, yeah. So
I'll show the
yeah. I'll quickly take you through the entire URL is not visible. Acha, they'll be able to see it on the chat, is it?
yes, ma'am.
Acha,
Be
okay.
able to see it on the chat, Sangeeta.
Acha, okay. So I'll quickly take you through the. Some parents had asked about vocational. Acha, you want to show this, Vinita? Okay, so these are the levels of the phone program, where we are showing. We first teach the adult to set up the phone table, to receive the call and end the call. So that's level 1. Then keep scrolling, Vinita. So this is level 1, and Ibrar is learning how to. And this is a very what do you call old-fashioned system. Nowadays, you have phone holders and all that, so you can just put the phone in the phone holder. But we are teaching Ibrar how to take the call and end the call.
ठीक है, इससे पहले आवाज चेक करो, आवाज चेक करो, यस, ठीक है, pick up the phone, good. Assalamualaikum.
Where is your father? Office गए very thank you. कौन सा पिक्चर देखा? गोलमाल मूवी. गोलमाल, वाह. इंटरनेट स्नैक्स खाए? खाए जी हाँ खाए. क्या खाए? जी हाँ. चाय किया. चाय और? बिस्किट. This.
Hi. Hi, Mita. Hi, Mita. Hi. Nice, Kaya. Home, busy. Home. Office. Daddy, office. Center ya, Mita. क्या हुआ, Mita? Have a nice day. Bye. What? आइए. हाय. क्या काम करना चाहते हैं show me the picture. Nice. So you like to make people kids?
this is the case study that was begun with. I approached different members of the family to take the program forward with Lakshmi and Jayanti. And as I said, I sent them notes, I sent them videos, I sent them ideas for what to do. And even now, after more than 3-4 months of doing the program, I still have to sit with Lakshmi and Jayanti during the call. Mind you, it's not that I can get up and walk off and they'll continue doing the activity they want. 7 out of 10 times, they will also get up and go and sit somewhere else. But I have to be there. We will give the numbers at the end of this talk. All the numbers will be provided. My number as well as the center number. So this is the phone program going on with relatives. Vinita, I think we can proceed.
Okay.
Yeah, to something else, because there are other things, and then there's a time limit also, no? So we'll quickly take you through the vocational areas of the center. When we started Together Foundation, we this bakery, we just had one small microwave, and we had been functioning with that microwave for around 1.5 years. And it is what we are today has taken a lot of time and effort and lot of hard work, lot of help from a lot of people, and slowly over a period of time. But one thing that I was very particular about was there was a dream. The dream was that this bakery should one day hold its own with bakeries in the world outside. It cannot be that you're buying from my bakery only because I have people with autism behind it. You have to buy from this bakery because you're convinced that you're going to get a quality product, number one. And number two, yes, you are supporting a cause, no doubt about it. So today the bakery is FSSAI certified. Why FSSAI certified? I'll tell you, I keep talking about it. Every time I talk about the bakery, I say it's FSSAI certified. It's FSSAI certified because when you're FSSAI certified, it automatically means you're following a certain protocol of manufacturing, of packaging, hygiene, cleanliness, quality, everything. So automatically, your adults with autism and the work they are doing gets leveraged, and they are able to meet the world eye to eye. That is the one single reason why we did this. Not to say that we started making money out of the bakery, let me tell you. Making money out of a vocational center enough to pay decent salaries to your adults is another matter, another ballgame altogether. Because you're paying rent. In our case, we are not paying rent because the space has been given to us by CP. But we still have to pay the monthly maintenance, we have to pay electricity, we have to pay salaries, right? Now, one of the formulas that we can have, which parent groups can have, is they can themselves run the program. So it brings down the cost of hiring professionals, recruiting professionals. But parents have to be ready, you see. Parents have to be ready to give up their time. Another very beautiful model is that of Cafe Arpan, where they have just started an employment unit, where it is run just between the adults and other co-workers and peers. That's also a wonderful model. But I'm sure they also have their share of challenges, which, they will want to talk about. So I'm just saying there is no easy formula to this. As far as our bakery was concerned, we thought once we get the FSSAI, once we have good products, everybody will come rushing to buy from us. That didn't happen. We had to market it, we had to push it. And then we came out with a bakery brochure, we came out with visuals. Even then it didn't happen. Then finally I went to my go-to person who was CP. And he said, you know what, Sangeeta, the problem is that you are pricing your products on level with a Mongenes. But he said, you are not Mongenes. But I said, I'm giving the same quality. I'm giving better quality. He said, that is not the point. People will pay Mongenes, but they will not pay you. I was not convinced. Then he made me meet the people who run the cafeteria at HDFC Bank. And I had a chat with them. And they brought me down to earth. And we cut the prices enough for a margin. I mean, that is one thing which at least CP said, Chalo, you could. I'm not saying that you should not have a profit margin, but not like your outside commercial bakeries. You're a not-for-profit organization. Your products have to be priced similarly. Now, where will the money come in terms of being able to earn good money? Why do we want to earn good money? Because you have a group of around 25 adults with disabilities working in your center in different capacities. You want to pay them, isn't it? That's when you feel good. Oh, I'm running a sheltered employment workshop. I'm paying a decent salary. What does decent salary mean? So my favorite example is, suppose you take a job in some small company from morning to evening doing any kind of administrative work. You know, I'm doing filing for you, I'm doing delivery for you, I'm doing whatever XYZ for you. I feel that I will be paid at least 6,000 rupees. Do you know what is the stipend we pay at Together Foundation? We started with 750 rupees. Can you believe? It filled me with sorrow. 750 rupees stipend. And now we have managed to climb up and we are paying 2,000 rupees stipend. It is a pittance. And you know what is the biggest joke? Is that we charge fees. We can't run the program without fees. Who will fund us? So one good thing which I'm happy about is, chalo, at least I console myself with that. When we started the program at Together Foundation 6 years ago, the fees were 15,000 rupees a month for full day. See, we're a non-profit organization. We are not allowed to earn money. We had to only recover our expense, right? So the fees, we calculated everything. It was 15,000 rupees. The half day fees, I remember, was 10,000 rupees. Today, I'm happy to say our full day fees are 7,500 rupees and our half day fees are, Vinita, was that 4,500?
4,000, yeah.
4,000 rupees. Right? Apart from that, one great thing that happened was we got funding from the first year itself from Dr. Anjali Tendulkar to start offering subsidies to families. So that really gave me a lot of relief, because imagine turning away a family who cannot pay the fees. So today, 70% of the adults who train at Together Foundation, they're all on subsidies. So there are some who pay a fee as low as 500 rupees. There are some who pay a fee of, let's say, 3,000 or 4,000 rupees. They come. But the fact is, you are paying a stipend and you're charging a fee. To me, this is a kind of it's a no-win situation. So unless we think of a formula where they are able to really earn, now that means having to go into the open environment. Not all our children are able to work in the open environment for a variety of reasons. One is there are some who have significant behavior issues which comes in the way of integrating with the open environment. Second is parents are genuinely worried about safety. Third is the job opportunity comes in a place where you don't want your son or daughter to travel. So I remember we had Pantaloons showroom. Pantaloons, they approached me and they said that, will you send your adults to us for a job? I was very happy. I said, wow. But the location and the timings they gave were back-breaking timings. My adults who come and work at the center, they want a break after 1 hour of work. Some of them want a break after half an hour of work. So we have a timetable so that they don't take breaks whenever they want. We've given them a structure. And they take a break, they listen to some music, or they sit in the rocking chair, or they just wander around the center, and then they come back to work. I have to give them that space because I have to accept them wholeheartedly. I cannot repair them. Autism cannot be repaired. It is a way of life. We have to live with them the way they are and accept them the way they are accepting us. Yes, there is regulation is important, teaching is important, but behind all that is acceptance. Everything comes only after that. So working in the open environment, even now I have so many parents who approach me and who ask me, will you place my son in the open environment? Where? How? I'm not saying it's impossible. But the same parents tell me, you know what? My son was working in X hotel. He had got a job in housekeeping. And his job was to fold pillow covers and bed sheets. Okay? And the mother tells me, I was feeling so hurt, Sangeeta. One day I walked in and I saw my son doing jadu. Because the other workers take advantage, no? So they told him, chalo, aaj jadu kar do. He was doing it. He did not have the what do you call survival system to say this is not my job, this is somebody else's job. So a lot of sensitization has to be created in the work atmosphere. There has to be CCTV surveillance. CP, my husband, laughs at me when I tell him about CCTV because his area of work is, all this fraud investigation and all those things. He says CCTV has no value at all, Sangeeta. If people want to make a mistake, they'll make a mistake, CCTV or not. But CCTV is at least a deterrent. Na? Main kya karoon? I at least want CCTV. If I'm sending one of my adults out to work, I want to know that he is safe. Parents also want to know. I also want to know because it's my moral responsibility, no? I have placed him over there, no? How can I place him there and forget about him? I have to be allowed to create, have a sensitization programs. I should be allowed to send a job coach if required. I should be allowed to walk in and meet that boy when I want to without disturbing the work environment. At Together Foundation, anybody can walk into the center at any time, provided they don't disturb the teachers and the students. They can walk right in and see what is happening. Parents feel so good. They feel so safe that I know what my son is doing. I don't have to imagine. So this is something parents, a lot of parents put in questions for me, how to start a vocational center. Starting a vocational center, yes, it is possible. It requires hard work. It requires efforts, but money is an issue. Getting funds is an issue. For the first 3 to 4 years, except for Dr. Anjali Tendulkar, we did not have corporate donors. Corporate donors came in only from last year. And this year, unfortunately, just when we were getting into the swing of things, lockdown started. This year, for the first time, we were able to offer computer training free of cost. It was such a happy moment for me that I was able to tell parents, you don't have to pay anything. He comes, he works, he earns. That money is also not big, but at least I'm not charging and giving money. No, it is better, no? Then lockdown started and we had to close down everything. So we have bakery, and Vinita will quickly take you through the rest. We have we run a shop in the premises. What are you going to be showing now, Vinita? I don't want to go against the... Yeah, so we have bakery where we have operating days, we have teaching days in the bakery. So on operating days, they're on manufacturing days, they get into manufacturing. On teaching days, they only learn, right? So in that combination, we're able to give them good exposure. And next we have, what do we have next? We have job work. This is one brilliant gift to us by a company called Creative Handicrafts, which gives us their labels to thread and put together. This was in the first year of Together Foundation, where apart from the bakery, we had nothing. And I was searching for work. And I walked into their office without even an appointment. And the director of the company met me. And he said, Sangeeta, I don't want you to go back empty-handed. And right that day, he gave me a box full of job work to take back to the center. And there is no money in this. We have paid a very small amount for the labels, that we just have to put the thread in the labels and put them together, keep it. But can you imagine, it is such a restful work to do for our adults who come. So in between working in the bakery and making paper plates and all that, they all have their job work trays, and they sit and do it, and you can make out that they're so much at peace with themselves when they're doing it. Is one of the most non-stressful and methodical work opportunities. What else, Vinita?
Sangeeta,
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you, or rather, know, you mentioned about the lockdown.
yeah.
So, what were you all doing during the lockdown? Like, the children were at home, you at home.
No, so we'll pause for a moment here, Vinita. So during lockdown started in March.
Yeah.
So that was the time of the summer vacation, kind of around 15 days earlier than summer vacation. So obviously we had to close, and then normally we reopen on the 9th of June. So I was also affected by the lockdown like anybody else. So through April, I really did not think of anything. It was only in the month of May that I woke up, because I realized that 9th June was approaching, and I talked to the teachers and I said we need to reinvent ourselves completely. And they also agreed to support me, for which I'm profoundly grateful. And I discussed with them and created a new curriculum altogether for online teaching, because none of us are used to online teaching, neither the teachers nor our adults. So we had to look at a combination of teaching something that is, number one, not a waste of their time. When I say their time, I mean the time of our children, our adults. It should not be a waste of their time. It should be a skill which will come in useful for them in some way, either at home or in the workplace. Number two is, it should not be boring. It should be a mix of something creative, repetitive, so they get what is reassuring. At the same time, there is something new which keeps coming periodically. Number three is, there should be a lot of celebrations. There should be a lot of fun, so that, because they're not getting to go out, they're not getting to go out to eat something or to meet somebody. So we have to compensate for that missing happiness in their life. And we created a curriculum. We talked to the parents, and I must say, all the parents of Together Foundation immediately said yes, which is a very big thing, because online teaching doesn't work without the parent. Except for those among our children who are able to look at the computer and able to function entirely on their own and follow an activity, which, having said that, is not very common among our youngsters with autism. Many of them require support at different levels. All of them agreed. And Vinita, you can show the online
The poster?
poster. Can you show it?
Yeah.
So, I just want to quickly ask you one thing. So, is the online thing still happening, or you're
Yes,
planning to start up
no, no.
again?
We can't see, even if we reopen the center, Darshana. Let's see. I'm very hopeful that we should reopen the center maybe a month or two from now. But online will always continue, because I have figured out one thing, that there are many young people who are not able to travel.
True.
So, and it has worked so well, the online program, much beyond my expectations. So, we are going to continue with online teaching even when the center reopens. Can you expand this, Vinita, thoda sa, to make it more readable for parents?
Yeah, just a minute.
So we have 5 classes in a day, Darshana. So we start with a drawing class in the morning, and it's a proper curriculum based drawing class. By the way, the content for all our for all our online programs is also uploaded on our website.
Okay.
All the vocational programs I showed you till now,
Hmm.
bakery, paper plate, paper bag, we've not shown you, but all of them are on the website. with guidelines, with visual schedules and demo videos.
Okay.
So online program, we have documented every single program that we've done till now. So the first class is a drawing class. The curriculum is available on the website. And the second class is craft. But now Creative Handicrafts has agreed to give us job work. So we are hand delivering job work to our adults every day. Every week.
Okay.
Every week, and we are collecting it at the same time. So the next class is job work. The third class is we have art and craft. The fourth class in the evening is always a repeat of one of the morning classes. And the fifth, because for evening students, because there are many youngsters who, for a variety of issues, are not able to get up in the morning. Many of them are on medication.
Medications, yes.
Yeah, they're not able to get up in the morning. Parents are busy. They have to work, cook, or do whatever they need to do. So we repeat one session in the evening. And 5:45, the last class of the day, is something everybody looks forward to, which is the games class. So we have lovely games that we play with our adults. And all those games videos are also on the website.
Okay.
So yes. The games videos are there. The art and craft videos are there. The drawing curriculum is there. There are videos and guidelines. Even if somebody else wants to start an online class, even the guidelines are there on the website. That is our learnings. When I say guidelines, again, I don't mean it is some kind of Bhagavad Gita, but our learnings we have shared for others to use. So can you see this? So we have 5
We
sessions
have
a
a
day.
question from a parent. Is there any
Yeah.
age group that you have a criteria to join the online course, something like that?
Online I think, Vinita, correct me if I'm wrong,
Ah.
but online they can start even from 10 years. But because the normal at the center, we take students only 14 years upwards.
Correct.
Because it's a work environment, no? So we take only 14 years upwards. Right up to, we have 25, 30-year-old people coming to us. But online, considering that it's drawing program, and there's art and craft and things like that, and also it is in a supervised environment. They're working from home, no? So they can take 10 years upwards. They can join us.
Okay.
So they can approach us, and this is also a fee-based program. And anybody who's interested can tell us. They're interested, will tell them the fee structure. But subsidies are also available for those who require fee subsidies. We will give fee subsidy.
Great. That's so nice.
So that is now we are starting computers also. It's a trial, by the way.
Okay.
The computer sessions, we are starting from the 3rd week of December. We are starting trial sessions of computers. If it all goes well and everybody settles down, then in January we will roll it out properly. And we also have language and communication. Yeah, we have storytelling and things like that. So talk time we do, even in online we do talk time.
Okay.
We
So-
do talk.
So I would just like to again recollect what you mentioned is the online thing is going to be on even once the lockdown, like the unlocking happens.
Absolutely. Yes.
So it is open for all those children who find it, or adults who find it difficult to travel to your place, or for whatever reasons. Great. That's so nice.
I'm convinced about online now. It's a learning.
It's a learning. It's a new normal. It's a new normal.
It's a new normal. And our adults have shown us that they're capable of much more than we give them credit for,
Absolutely. I completely agree to it.
Give some support, some amount of support. Parents, I know it's not easy for parents to stop what they're doing and come and sit next to them. But believe me, over a period of time, you can reduce the support. You can kind of reduce the support and they'll be able to manage.
I think we have
Sangeeta, there's okay.
Yeah,
Carry on.
Yeah.
No problem. Carry on. There's a question which says that do you only accept students with autism or with other disabilities also?
No. We have students who are a different set of abilities. So we have youngsters with Down syndrome. We have youngsters with low IQ, slow learners. We have youngsters who go to college in the morning and come to us in the afternoon.
Okay.
They are group leaders.
Right.
They become group leaders, and they have, we have 3 youngsters, Simran, Albi, and Lalit. All 3 of them have three students reporting to them. They feel very pleased and proud, and they supervise them and get them to do their work, and they actually submit to us at the end of the day ki Lakshmi ne itna kiya, and this one did this, and this one troubled me a lot, and stuff like that. So it's a very nice mix. It's a very nice mix of people of different abilities, so they all learn from each other. And also many parents feel that my son, usko dekh ke wo copy karega kya, nakal karega kya, will he get because he doesn't have these behaviors, that person has behaviors. But believe me, it happens only in the beginning for some time. Later on, all this imitation of somebody with behavior doesn't happen. I see it in the center myself. So it may be for some time they may be a little fascinated with why is this boy making this peculiar noise again and again. And he may try out making that peculiar noise. But it's not going to happen forever. So that's what it is. So what are we going to talk about next, Vinita?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the data entry. We started data entry for HDFC Bank, which was a huge shot in the arm for us. And we have always wanted to do computer training at Together Foundation, but this is one program that I didn't have the confidence to create on my own. So I needed help from outside, and Sujaya Foundation very kindly they helped us because they have a wonderful computer data entry program. They helped us, they guided us, and through them we got the basics of the computer program in place. We tailor made it for people with autism and other intellectual disabilities. After that, we took it one step forward, and now we do data entry for HDFC Bank. But this also is on hold because of lockdown. And unfortunately, it cannot be done from home because the data is confidential and you require a special software which is installed only in the center. So till the center reopens, we can't try it out. But this is one program that we are very happy with. And we have paper plate manufacturing. We have a paper plate. Sorry, you're showing the shop. So I'll talk about the shop. We have a shop on the premises which sells all the products that we make at the center. And it's a little window which looks out into the outside world actually. And our youngsters love to work at the shop. And we also have, Vinita, what is the next thing?
The craft.
No, not craft, paper plate. Show them the paper plate machine. Yeah, this is also a wonderful thing. I'm sorry, there's a beeping at the background that I can't do anything about because I'm at the center now and there's a fixed alarm that plays every day. So this is a paper plate machine. We bought this machine in the second year after the center opening because we had many youngsters who came to us who were not in a position to work in the bakery for a variety of issues. So either you had somebody who's very fond of picking up and eating something, or you had somebody who was not comfortable handling edible material, or was scared to come into the kitchen, or whatever it may be. So that's when I took this idea from actually Autism Ashram in Hyderabad. Mr. Kundra keeps posting videos on his Facebook page. So I saw this video of the paper plate machine and I borrowed this idea from them. And this machine, many people ask us what the machine cost. It cost us around 55,000 rupees. It is a manually operated machine. It is not that electric wala where you press the button and the plates come out. We deliberately took the manual one because it requires that physical effort. So he has to turn it round and round to the count of 10. Then the plates come out. So every adult at the center, every team member manufactures between 50 to 100 plates a day. Again, in this, there is practically no money here because paper plates, money comes only from volume. And our adults, volume is an issue with them. So all our plates are bought by Dharmashetra, which is the Sai Baba ashram mandir, which is in our area. They very kindly offered to buy whatever plates we manufacture. So at least we don't have to go around looking for a customer. But again, I will diverge over here for a minute to talk about funds. Again, I'm coming back to this, that in all these vocational areas, to make money is very difficult because many of them are volume based. So in the future, when we finally, let's say, move into a group home or something like that, we will have to create a system where there are co-workers. So everybody earns from the enterprise and the volume is taken care of by the co-workers. So let's say that if a person with autism is manufacturing 50 plates a day, a neurotypical person who's a co-worker may manufacture 1,000 plates a day. He earns a little more and this adult earns a little less, but he earns, no. That we are able to keep the expenses down. But these things are not practically possible at the center. For example, in a center which I'm running here from 9:30 to 4 o'clock in the evening, if I actually want to run a shop successfully, I should run the shop till 8 o'clock at night. I should run it like a proper shop. I cannot do this in between. Right now, what I'm doing is in between because that's all I can afford to do. If I want to open the center till 8 in the evening, I have to pay for a second set of staff. I have to arrange for security for my adults with disabilities who are coming to the center. Can I leave them alone unsupervised? There has to be a lady staff. There has to be a responsible person in the center to supervise and help them. So all these things come in the way of making money as a commercial enterprise. If you want to make money as a commercial enterprise, you have to run like a commercial enterprise. That is the reality. So if you're not running like a commercial enterprise, how can we make money? So right now, we are only giving stipends. And what is the biggest thing which we are giving our adults? We are not giving money because it's a pittance what we are paying. We are giving them an opportunity to learn and train and grow. We are giving them an opportunity to interact with their peers, to interact with co-workers and teachers, and be able to coexist with people apart from their parents. We are teaching them the work ethic. Many people, they start coming for sheltered employment and then they fade out. So parents call me and say, आज वो आने के लिए तैयार नहीं है, आज उसको घर पे बैठना है. Then many of them say he doesn't want to come at all. Some say that he wants to come early because he wants to play games on his iPad. He wants to listen to music. So these are all areas where parents have to work hard and create the work ethic in their children, because this will be useful for them when they grow up. Imagine for a moment, as adults of 35, 40 years, our children, our sons, our daughters, will we want them to be at home or a group home or wherever they are? Suppose you have a relative who's going to look after your child. You have a cousin who's going to look after, that's fine. But what is he going to do from the time he wakes up in the morning till evening? He has to be productive, right? Now, my daughter Jayanti, I don't mind even if she wipes tables in a Udupi hotel. After everybody eats, Jayanti table saaf karti hai, saaf karo. What is wrong? There should be dignity of labor, no? But at least Jayanti goes into the world every day, no? Out of 50 people who see her, at least 10 people will smile at her. 5 people will say hi, Jayanti, to her. And more importantly, when she comes back home, she will be tired. She has something to look forward to when she gets up the next morning. So I keep telling parents, don't give up. Don't give up. If they say, aaj nahi jana hai, give them an alternative. ठीक है, आप 2 घंटे के लिए जाओ. Make a timetable for them. Let them choose. Give them the concept of a choice. It can't be, I have said you go 5 days, chalo, you go. If he is not willing, build in the choice element. Okay, fine. You go negotiate. You go every alternate day. Okay, fine, you go in the morning, don't go in the afternoon. But don't give up. Building the work ethic is going to provide for their future, not in terms of money, but in terms of active engagement, their health, and even behaviors. Imagine if you're at home, you're listening to music the whole day, you're watching TV the whole day. If behaviors don't come, what else will come? Of course, behaviors will come. So, work ethic is very important. Can we go? I think this is the last slide after this, Darshana. I'm sorry if I'm exceeding my time.
No, that's fine, because then we will need to take some questions. We have a couple of questions that are there which have been answered though, but then we'll touch
Only
upon it.
slide more. Go to the last slide, Vinita. Ye sab ho gaya. I have talked about it, Vinita. Let's go to the this one. The things that did not work. Yeah. So I just want to share with you, particularly because there are parents who are interested in starting a vocational center. I've talked about the things that have worked, but there are so many more things that did not work. We tried so hard. CP personally came with me. We used to wander, both he and I, in and out of so many shops, so many places, wanting work for our adults. And it is not easy. I'm just trying to share with you because we should not give up. We should not give up. We tried handkerchief packing, crayon packing, switch making, grocery packing. CP helped me to get groceries transported because all those places are out of Mumbai. You see, they're in Vashi and all those things. We got it to the center because I wanted very badly to teach weighing and packaging. Even now, it's an unfulfilled dream of mine because weighing and packaging is a repetitive task, no? They will enjoy it and they'll do it very well. But I did not get the chance because they said कि कौन लेके आएगा आपके पास अंधेरी इस तक कौन लेके जाएगा पहले, and can you give me the volume? So we had to give up on that. We tried to start a coffee and tea dispenser in the shop. People would not come. Then we tried to do a physical exercise element. End of the day, everybody should do some exercise. Chalo, let's go for a walk in the park. That did not work out because the park timings did not work out. We tried to start local businesses for our adults. Come to the center, manufacture, but don't come every day. You understand? Come twice a week, come thrice a week, manufacture so the quality is taken care of. Go home and sell it and you keep the profit. I don't want the profit. So I thought it's a brilliant way, of them making their own money. But somehow that also didn't take off because it also requires high parental involvement. Who will do the marketing in your area? Parents have to do, no? We create a poster and all that for you, but the parents have to do a lot of hard work. Set up a counter in the building on weekends. It takes sustained effort to make a business run. So this idea did not work. Let's go to the next slide. I think that's the last one. So just my humble suggestion again is that we have to keep knocking on doors. We have to keep asking for help. This has been my story from the beginning. If you ask me, Sangeeta, how did you do what you did? I did not do it alone. I kept asking for help along the way. So I started with CP, who was my main mentor, my go-to person. As I said, he has been sent down only to solve all my problems. After that, I had Dr. Y.K. Amdekar, who's an amazing pediatrician. He stepped in, he said, Sangeeta, tell me what you want from me, I will do it for you. He joined as trustee. Then he invited Dr. Anjali Tendulkar to become trustee. She gave us subsidy. And one of the most brilliant things that happened in our life was Sheila Sinha. She retired as Director Education of Helen Keller Institute of Deaf and Deafblind. And she put up a post on Facebook. That day I found out her phone number and I called her and I said, we need you. And from that day, I think 3 or 4 years ago, she has been a continuous fountain of dispensing advice and guidance on every topic under the sun. So I keep fooling around with her and I tell her that I should have a doll made like you. I'll call it the Sheila Sinha doll. Every time I press the button, the doll has to start giving me advice. So this Diwali, I sent her a doll as a gift, to remind her that she is my doll. Yeah. So we have to keep appealing for funds. And you have to build a parent group. That's another thing I want to tell you that I have not been personally successful in. I have not been successful in creating an active parent group which will help me to take this center into the future. Right now, it is still very much Sangeeta centric. So Forum for Autism, hats off to them. Anchorage, hats off to them. Anchorage, they are my gurus. When I started Together Foundation, it was to the Anchorage that I went, because they managed to somehow go through their ups and downs with a small group of parents, right? You can minimize the screen, Vinita. So this is the thing, you need to keep asking people. Some will say no, some will say yes, but we can't do it alone. But we have to be prepared to walk alone till we get help. We can't say that because I'm alone, I gave up. You keep walking alone, you keep asking for help. Sooner or later, there is somebody who will believe in your dream, who will believe in your passion, and who will come and put in a hand and help you. So this is for all parent groups. What I am doing is something that many more such centers will be of great use to our adults as they are growing up and getting ready to grow up even more. So, thank you.
That was beautiful, Sangeeta. Like just listening to you, like I think we can go on for another 1 more hour. I'll tell you, many parents will be ready to wait. Saying that I am running a poll regarding today's webinar. So parents, please post. And in the meanwhile, I'll be taking the questions which are there. Like I mentioned, these questions have been touched upon, but then if we could just put a small highlight on whatever was said.
Yeah.
So I'm just running the poll so the parents can just give me a minute. Okay, so parents, please vote in so that we know how our webinars are going. And then the speaker also has his own kind of a report card, how well he fared, right, Sangeeta?
Yes, of course.
Much needed.
A report card is always good.
उसके बगैर हम आगे नहीं बढ़ते.
Yes, absolutely.
So going with that, the first question is there any online training for computer skills for basics? What other good but basic online training courses available for vocation of our children?
At Together or outside Together?
I think at Together is what we will talk about today.
Outside Together, I'm unfortunately not too clear about online resources. At Together, yes, we have an online program. So we have basics of computer, but let me tell you, don't start with computer. When you start online teaching for your adult, for your son or daughter, let them first get into the rhythm of online learning. Computers gets a little more complicated. Vinita, am I right?
Correct.
Actually, is the expert on computers and all that. She knows more. Start with things which they enjoy. Start with drawing, start with craft. And once they get into the rhythm and they know what is expected, then you can get into computers. Yes, we have a computers course, basic computers course, which comprises only of leisure and paint. There are two categories. One is leisure and paint. And there's another category which has typing practice.
Okay. The next question is regarding your phone program.
Yeah.
Will it work only if a child has met the phone friend in person, or can one become phone friend through this program?
No, my children have all the people whom Lakshmi and Jayanti have made phone friends with are all people whom they meet once in 3 or 4 years when there's a family wedding or something. No. What is important is you have to sensitize the other party. You have to, the other person should be mentally prepared for what the phone conversation is going to be like. Give them some pictures, some videos of your son or daughter in their natural environment. Let them see, the comfort is not only from our children point of view. The comfort is also from the caller. No? If the caller is not comfortable, how will the program work? So you don't have to know the person. But you have to sustain conversation with that person. It cannot be, I spoke with A today, I spoke with B next week. It has to be A. You do with B also, but do with B also sustained. Let them build a rapport with that person. It takes time.
And I agree having conversation over this with you, Sangeeta, where you mentioned that let it start with a fun activity first and
Yes.
then go. So that really makes sense, where the child gets hooked onto wanting to make calls and then end
And
up
they
into a
don't,
call.
yeah, and it, see, you have to accept a person. You have to see people with autism also now, they also grow up, like us. They also have their likes and dislikes. But what they want to do and what they don't want to do, you cannot force them. You have to talk to this person. मुझे नहीं बात करना. But I don't mind drawing with you. So draw, na. How can we say that you have to engage with that person only through talking? Why? Why can't I engage through drawing? Why can't I engage through playing a game? I'm happy like this. They have to be happy, no?
The next question is, how do you find a balance between a teacher and a parent in you for your daughters? This is a challenge many parents face. We
I
quite often hear, I'll complete the whole question, Sangeeta, because I kind of know you. So I'm going through the time which I spent with you, with your daughters at home. So I'll start reading the question again. So how do you find a balance between a teacher and a parent in you for your daughters? This is a challenge many parents face. We quite often hear parents say we are not able to follow up at home because they don't listen to us the way they do with the teachers, or the way they listen to their teacher, they don't listen to their parents. So how do you manage to do that? Making all the five, all the five people at home listen to you, I should say.
five, you're including
And
CP in it, is
he's
it?
the first one, right?
I don't think CP has ever listened to anybody in his life. Forget me, you know. So anyway, I'm the
Okay.
last person on that list. But anyway, as far as the children are concerned, one thing that people always notice when they come to the center is they can't make out who my children are. They just can't make out. Because right from the beginning, I set the tone for Lakshmi and Jayanti that they are just like others. So when they are in the center, I never go and check what are you doing? Did you eat? Did you whatever? Did you do your work properly? Or even if I hear Jayanti making a peculiar noise, I never rush and go and ask what happened. Because one, I trust the teachers. Number one. Right? Number two is that I need to inculcate the work ethic in now. Since I run the center, I can't allow my daughters to become mother centric when they come here. No, then they will never adjust when they go somewhere else. So that from the beginning I set that. Secondly, as far as children not listening to us at home is concerned, I also face that. My daughters, especially Lakshmi, she would prefer to work with the teachers any day rather than me. So I started coming to the center 1 week ago. I said, I need to go back to the center. This can't last forever. I said, I started going to the center. And I said, Chalo, I'll take Lakshmi and Jayanti also along. Let them do something. Because, so when I woke up Lakshmi in the morning and I told her, Lakshmi, get up. We're going to the center. You won't believe it. She was half asleep. The moment I used the word center, she just got up. The hair was all over her face. Her pillow was still in her hand. And you know what is the first word she said? She said, Vinita, teacher. I was so moved, This girl who has been deprived of her workplace, deprived of her teachers for more than 6 months. That whole agony came out in those two words. She was half asleep. The first thing she said is, Vinita, teacher. So I warned her, no, Vinita is not going to be there because Vinita does the online programs. So I said, Vinita teacher is not going to be there. Sachin sir will be there. Sham sir will be there. But Vinita will not be there. So many of our youngsters, they prefer working with others and not with us. That's an ongoing battle. That's when I told you we have to negotiate, no? See, as our children grow up, you cannot throw a rule book at them and say, you have to do what I say. Can we do that with our regular children, you tell me? Our
Absolutely.
regular children who are 17 and 18 years old, can I tell Krishna and Jayashri, I can tell them, Krishna, please keep your cupboard clean. Please, I don't want to see your cupboard dirty. Can I tell him, Krishna, this second go and clean your cupboard now? Do you think he will appreciate it? He won't. So the same courtesy, the same dancing between putting a rule and negotiating with them works for people with autism also. Half is their path, half is our path. When it comes to behaviors, don't compromise. When it comes to aggressive behavior, he is hitting or he's throwing something at us. We don't have to accept it. We have to put behavior modification into play immediately. But there are certain, we cannot throw the rule book for everything is what I'm trying to say. So you have to have a list of what you're ready to accept, what is fair. Be fair. Be fair to yourself and be fair to your adult with autism. He also has a choice. He also has a voice. You have to decide together. It cannot be only you.
Okay. There's another question which says, any kind of
Sorry, I didn't get that.
assistive technology that you
I'm
use.
losing you, Darshana.
Assistive technology.
Yeah.
Oh, my voice.
Yeah,
Hello?
now I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, any kind of assistive technology that you use at your center.
See, we use the AAC book. I didn't show that to you. It is there on the website. It is under language and communication. If you go to language and communication on the website, the first thing we talk about is alternative and augmentative communication. We had undergone a training program with Vidyasagar Chennai. They came and they taught us what AAC is all about. And we tailor made it to people with autism, and we came out with an AAC book. Okay, it's the book is also there on the website, sample book. It's a beautiful book that takes you through every aspect of your life from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed. It tries to imagine what are all the small and irritating problems that a person with autism can face and is not able to immediately talk about. So as I told you, you go into the bathroom, there is no water coming in the tap. The flush is not working. You don't have the language for it now. Alternative and augmentative communication, it is there in the website under language and communication, is the words AAC. You have the guidelines for it and you have the book itself. The book itself has been uploaded for anybody to use and put their own pictures in it. It has a hotel menu card. I'm particularly proud about that. The 8 pages of food. So take the menu card along with you and never feel ashamed, never feel compromised because you're using this. I tell the parents that this AAC book is like a personal secretary. It reminds your son or daughter about the things that they don't remember. So what? Avas we have not used. There are many parents who swear by Avas. Recently, Chitra Iyer told me. So we that is something which we have not got into. Maybe we will take training in it and try it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There are a couple of questions which have come. I believe it's a professional, Prerna Khanna. I would rather recommend if she contacts you personally, if that's okay with you, because
Yeah.
there are something center person she wants to know about for a particular physically challenged person
Okay.
or an adult. So maybe Prerna, I would rather recommend you talk to Sangeeta.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
numbers and everything will be provided soon.
Yeah.
We
And
don't.
uh,
Yeah.
uh, sorry, Darshana.
No.
We need you just put out my number as a message because that is not there on the flyer, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And I would also like Vinita put all the numbers and your website continuously as a last message on the
Yeah.
on the chat. So then the
Yeah.
parents have it.
Yeah.
As of now, the questions are done with Sangeeta. But then
Okay.
I believe the whole thing was like the way you moved ahead with your journey and like the importance of communication and the importance of having a vocation. And like you said, the best part is having reputation for the work that your child is, even if she's going to clean tables, I'm okay with it
Yeah.
because she's good at it. And
Yeah.
she's happy doing it. Why? Because she's going out in the society and coming back happy that I
Yeah.
was productive and constructive.
Yeah.
Most important. So I think
Yes.
we as parents need to understand that and not just and like you said, Ki, there's no age that I'm going to learn things, learn communication. It could be started
Absolutely.
anytime.
No,
If
we
I
should not give up.
Yes, so even if it's late, I believe we could start from today. So parents who are there, I would rather recommend the numbers and
We
address and everything is on
also,
the chat.
yeah.
Yes, the WhatsApp. So please get in touch with Sangeeta if you have any more questions. I believe Sangeeta is also open for parents who would like to visit the center post the lockdown is,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
Anytime.
taking
Anytime.
all the measures though. Thank you.
Yeah.
Saying this, I would want to thank you, Sangeeta, for doing this for us
Thank
and
you. Thank
no, always sharing and always ready to share that information. Very
thank
rarely
you.
we get parents or people who come out and say, Ki, these are my mistakes. If you end up succeeding, come and tell back to me. Like so, that is
Yeah.
really nice. Thank you
Yeah.
for being there for us.
Thanks a lot. My number is also up here now.
Yes, the personal
Because
number is on the screen. So, parents, please contact her. You can visit together and go and see the beautiful work that happens out over there. Always get an opportunity to interact with Sangeeta, though. Thank you, Sangeeta. Thank you for an
yeah,
amazing
thank you so much.
afternoon. Yes,
Thank you.
looking forward for more.
Okay.
Yeah. So, parents, we take off from here. See you next Sunday with our next webinar. I think we are having a cultural event on celebrating the Disability Day on the 6th of December. So we are going to put up, our adults and children are going to perform online through Zoom. So all those parents who are interested, please fill up the Google form and be a part of it. Saying that, thank you, Sangeeta. Wanting more from you ever. Bye-bye.
Thank
Have a
you so much.
great day.
Thank you
Bye.
to everyone for patiently listening to me, hearing me out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.